Hi guys, it's Miss Bryan again, and we are going to practice that standard RI.2.6. And you're going to have to help me out today because I cannot write with these online pens. So if it's a little messy, I'm sorry. I'm going to try my best to write the best I can. So RI.2.6 is determining the point of view of the author or speaker from that of your own using an informational text. Remember, we are working with RI, which tells us this is a true facts and true stories. So they're not made up like last week. So let's take a look at this chart. As we read, we're going to be thinking about the words that describe sculptures, and that's going to help us think about that author's point of view. Like I said before, I want you to think, was the word positive or was it a little bit negative? And then that can help us think of a more describing word from that type of thinking. All right, so as we read, I'm going to look at my title. I'm going to preview the text. So what I notice right here is a huge dragon. Okay. And then from this picture, my point of view is that it's very, very detailed and it kind of looks happy. It doesn't look that scary. So maybe the author thinks the same thing as me. So Snow Sculpture Contest by Kim Woo. The town of Butler held its first Winterfest this week. The highlight of the outdoor event was the Snow Sculpture Contest. Teams of snow carvers worked tirelessly to create amazing works of art. The crowds were delighted. So I already see some describing words, and that is amazing, delighted, and tirelessly. So from these describing words, amazing and delighted are positive describing words. So I can already tell that the author thinks really good things about the snow sculptures. Let's keep reading in paragraph 2 to see if that opinion stays the same. Snow sculpture is a very difficult kind of sculpture to make. Teams of snow carvers make fantastic sculptures from huge blocks of snow. Each team could use only common hand tools. Shovels and cheese graters were very popular. For a whole day, they cut away packed snow from heavy blocks. By late afternoon, these snow artists had created amazing sculptures. Some were over 9 feet tall. Again, I see the word amazing. And up here, I kind of blacked it out, but that is the word difficult. Also, very popular is another describing word. So up here, you might think, hey, the author is saying it's difficult. Isn't that kind of a negative describing word? Well, if you read this sentence, snow sculpture is a very difficult kind of sculpture to make. They're not saying it in a negative tone. They're saying that it's a very hard task to do, and it's almost very impressive. So I'm going to write this down on the side, impressive, if it works well. Again, do not judge my handwriting. Oh no, I ran out of space. Sorry about that. So it's very impressive what they're able to do, because the text also says we're over 9 feet tall. So there's some of that evidence. My favorite snow sculpture won second prize. This sculpture of a giant dragon was incredible. It had detailed scales and a pair of giant wings. It also had a long tail. This fierce dragon even breathed fire made of snow. Okay, so those describing words, my favorite. So we know that this is an opinion, not a fact. So this is our point of view. It was incredible, detailed, fierce dragon. So he is very impressed again by this snow sculpture. We know that the author's point of view is like amazed about how awesome that these snow sculptures turned out, especially this dragon up here. So that's why they included that picture up at the top. So now we know why the author included this photograph. The snow sculpture that won third prize was a good choice by the judges. It was a copy of the White House in Washington, D.C. I was disappointed by the snow sculpture that captured first prize. It was a covered wagon. The team of carvers made the wagon wheels too small. They made other mistakes too. Okay, so I noticed a change in the point of view of the author here. So do we see negative or positive describing words? Well, this time I see negative describing words. And I'm going to change my color here so you can see it. I was disappointed. That is a negative opinion word because they didn't like it. All right. They also made the wheels too small. So why were they disappointed? Here's that evidence: because they were too small, those wheels were. And they also made other mistakes. So what is the author's point of view, or the speaker's point of view of the first prize? Well, he was definitely a little bit disappointed. I really do believe that my favorite sculpture should have won grand prize, but Butler's first Winterfest was still a great success. I can't wait for the next one. So overall, he really liked these snow sculptures. Although his first choice didn't win first prize, he overall thought this was a really amazing type of art. So let's go back up to our T-chart, and this is something that you can make while you're reading your story as well. So I am not going to try and write all of these words, but you can as you're doing it on a separate sheet of paper, but it's really hard to do it on the computer. So what are some of the describing words for the sculpture? So first, let's see that this one over here, the dragon, was incredible. It had detailed scales and a giant pair of wings. So we know that the giant pair of wings that were detailed, the author's point of view of the dragon was, and let's go back to it, incredible. And I am going to just kind of write not so much, and then detailed. I'm so sorry, everyone. Detailed scales. Okay, so we know that the dragon with the detailed scales was incredible. Now let's take a look at something else the author had his point of view on, and he was disappointed by the snow sculptures that won first prize and the wagon wheels. It was a covered wagon. The wheels were too small. So let's put the words describing the sculpture. Wheels too small. And so the author's point of view on this sculpture, we can go back and check. It's disappointed. Okay. So the wagon was disappointing. The dragon was incredible, but overall, the author really liked the work. So as you read your story, remember to think of those detailed words. Ask yourself, is it a positive describing word or is it a negative describing word? And overall, how did the author feel about the topic at hand? So we know, yeah, he had some positive and negative thoughts, but overall, he thought snow sculptures were amazing. So On the next slide, you're going to have some questions regarding this article. You can come back, play it, and pause it to help you out.